Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And it's also day 3 of waking up to a brighter America. And that it just feels so good this week. An America where the majority just flatly rejected a hard left turn toward Marxism. Where we saw through and rejected the felon talk, the dictator day one garbage, the end of democracy BS. We rejected the blatant lies that the economy it's great. Done a great job on that. That inflation is down. We all know it's still going up, just not as much as it was a year and a half ago. And we rejected them trying to tell us that the border is secure. We rejected their wars that we've been unwillingly dragged into by people who are supposed to be doves and peaceniks. We rejected the phony celebrities who tried to tell us they know what's best for America. The Oprah Winfreys, the Beyoncés, the Taylor Swifts, Billie Eilish's, nearly every Hollywood star, big-time musical performer, America just told all of those elites to stick it right up your rectal cavity. Obviously, they're free to believe whatever they want, promote whatever they want, but don't try to jam it down our throats. We're not going to have any of that. We also rejected every establishment media source who pounded us with 90 to 95% negative coverage of Trump and 85% positive coverage for Kamala. We rejected the $1.3 billion invested in ads to lie about Trump, about Republicans, about abortion. And we're just sick and tired of being told that none of the above matters. The only reason we rejected all of this was because we're racist, sexist, xenophobic homophobes. And we essentially told them that they can stick that garbage straight up their rectal cavities, too. Because we've had enough. Enough. Now, with all that said, though, did you guys see the Biden speech yesterday? Do we have some of that?
We do.
Okay, good. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's just in advance give credit where credit is due. As I listened to that, I was kind of surprised. I honestly thought it was pretty good. It was a decent speech. It was the only one that my head wasn't in danger of exploding listening to. He was conciliatory. He was unifying. He expressed hope for the future. Kamala was actually fairly decent with her speech the other day when she conceded. It really made me proud to be an American. Where at least I know I'm free. But seriously, we have absolutely been at each other's throats for years now. It's been probably as contentious, as vicious and ugly as any race in American history. But Biden and Harris, at least, are seemingly trying to make an effort, at least, to bring some healing to the nation, which I appreciate. Biden was even complimentary yesterday of the campaign that Kamala ran, even though in reality, he's seething with hatred. He hates her guts. All the while, Kamala's allies are blaming him for the loss. I mean, everybody's turning and pointing the finger at him, saying that he stayed in the race too long. And so far, he hasn't indulged in the I told you so's. Yet.
That's coming.
Yet, yeah. I think he will, but he might wait until after the inauguration. When he's not tied to her as a partnership. President, vice president. When he gets away from that, then he'll be free to do it. I think that's when he'll do it.
He was in the best mood he's been in 4 years yesterday at that speech, as you can see by the grin on his face. He's actually, I think, thrilled that Kamala
the man
lost.
that he helped won.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's true. Mm-hmm. But just to end on a positive note, I do like how he and Kamala have handled this beatdown so far. It's great.
Uh-huh.
And as far as violence is concerned, the left hasn't gone crazy. They're not looting and rioting. So far, it just seems that we have a typical peaceful American transfer of power. And I appreciate that.
Either that or it's too
grateful.
quiet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's possible,
We'll
but
see.
I don't think that she's not worthy of a hill to take a stand for.
Yeah.
For anyone.
I mean, there's
really.
that. There is that. I also love the fact that the media is now pondering their place in the world. How can we continue to be relevant? What is going on? How did this happen?
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Maybe they just should sit down and listen to the show for a while.
That'd be nice.
And that might help them understand what's going on. I mean, this is, we've been saying it all week, it's an absolute mandate.
Absolutely.
And it's an absolute rejection of all of their left-wing garbage.
And I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but the numbers for the viewerships were way down for the networks. And that's because the numbers for, The Blaze and other streaming platforms were way up.
Very true.
And that's the new world, and they know they better start checking themselves before they wreck themselves. Too late.
Too late. Too late. It's. Do you remember? Was it the 2010 election, 2008 or 2010, when Democrats took control of everything, and someone made the point that it might be the end of the Republican Party as a national force.
That was 2008, and then 2 years later, you had the Tea Party.
Right. So it's way too premature to declare the Democrat Party dead, but this has set them back a long way. And I don't know if they're going to learn lessons about being so extreme in their party or not.
No, never.
I don't think they're going to think they weren't extreme enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly the road they've been going down.
Really could be the way they go. And good luck with that, because that is not going to help you.
No, because the mandate of this election said no to that.
Yeah. There was a massive article in the New York Times this morning. I wanted to read a little portion of it. It's titled "How Trump Won and How Harris Lost." And for the New York Times, it's fairly accurate. They say Donald J. Trump's chief pollster, Tony Fabrizio, had seen just about everything in his 3 races working for the controversy-stoking former president. But even he seemed to be bracing for bad news. Trump had just debated Vice President Kamala Harris, repeatedly taking her bait, wasting time litigating his crowd sizes and spreading baseless rumors about pet-eating immigrants. Those are not baseless, by the way.
No, they are not.
There is some substance there, but frankly, I don't care. Go ahead and eat the cats and dogs.
Whoa.
I don't
Come on now.
care.
Amen.
That was not a huge issue for me.
Amen.
But it didn't work out in the long run for him. But the New York Times continues, Trump had just debated and took her bait. Mr. Fabrizio had predicted to colleagues that brutal media coverage of Trump's performance in a debate watched by 67 million people would lift Harris in the polls. He was right about the media coverage, but wrong about the rest. His first post-debate poll shocked him. Harris had gained on some narrow attributes like likability, but Trump had lost no ground in the contest. Do you remember that?
Yes.
In the days after the debate? Fabrizio said, I've never seen anything like this. And he told all the senior staff the same thing. It was yet more proof, as if more were needed, of Trump's durability over nearly a decade in politics and of his ability to defy the normal laws of gravity.
Right.
He overcame seemingly fatal political vulnerabilities, 4 criminal indictments, 3 expensive lawsuits, conviction on 34 felony counts, endless reckless tangents in his speeches, they say, and transformed at least some of them into distinct advantages. I mean, it's seriously brilliant. How he won in 24 came down to one essential bet, that his grievances could meld with those of the MAGA movement, and then with the Republican Party, and then with more than half the country. His mugshot became a best-selling T-shirt. His criminal conviction inspired $100 million in donations in one day. The images of him bleeding after a failed assassination attempt became the symbol of what supporters saw as a campaign of destiny. God spared my life for a reason, he said in a victory speech. We're going to fulfill that mission together. And I mean, can you argue with that?
No.
I don't know that you can right now. It certainly seems that way. At times, Trump could be so crude and self-indulgent on the stump that aides wondered if he were engaged in absurdist experiments to test how much aberrant behavior voters would tolerate.
Okay.
But Trump successfully harnessed the anger and frustration millions of Americans felt about some of the very institutions and systems he will soon control as the country's 47th president. Voters unhappy with the nation's direction turned him into a vessel for their rage. The elites cannot come to grips with how alienated they are from the country, according to Newt Gingrich. But more than just broad societal forces were at play. His victory owed in part to strategic decisions made by a campaign operation that was his most stable yet and was held together for nearly 4 years by a veteran operative, Susan Wiles, whom he just made his chief of staff.
Yeah, what a sexist.
Yesterday.
Right?
What a misogynist.
Yeah, that his first order of business is to appoint a female to a position no female has ever occupied in the history of this country.
Hate him.
Right?
Hate him for that.
Can't take it with him. The sexism, the misogyny. You could go on and on. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Nazism. The murdered people that he's left in his wake. The Trump team schemed ways to save cash for its final ad blitz, abandoning a traditional ground game to turn out voters and relying instead on a relatively small paid staff buttressed by volunteers and outsiders, including the world's richest man, Elon Musk. I don't think you can really overestimate how much he helped here.
No kidding.
I think he was really a key.
Absolutely.
It was nice to have him on our side.
Yeah, it was nice to have his platform not shutting down free speech.
That's for sure.
Yes, it was.
That's for sure.
That's incalculable. How
sure is.
Just having the town square not being run by people that will shut down any chance they can get a conservative point of view.
Boy, and that hurt the mainstream media bad. Because no matter what they tried to spew, at least you could go to X and see whether it was true or not.
Yep.
Right. Because every other social media platform was playing the game for the Democrats.
Or just either letting that slide with no fact check at all or not even letting you see it.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
I mean, and just the kind of subtle things like we talked about this yesterday, when you type in, where can I vote for Trump? It wouldn't show you any results. Right. Where could I vote for Harris? Kamala Harris showed you where you could vote for her. Right. So, I mean, I'm sure that was just a coincidence.
It's a glitch in the system.
Just a
we
glitch.
Fixed it. We fixed it.
So many glitches. I mean, modern technology is just so hard to get right. You can't. And how could you expect Google to get it right?
You can't.
They're only the world leader in search engines. By what do they have? 90% of the market?
It's a monopoly.
Maybe one day they'll get it down. I don't know. But that day wasn't during the election. So anyway, it's fun to watch them twist and turn and tumble and point fingers, and they're just in complete disarray right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got more clips that we can get to today that illustrate that point even further. It's fun. It's fun to watch them melting down.
It is phenomenal. So they talked about some of his really big donors because he was outspent by Democrats by a lot. It was almost 2-1 when you include the super PACs.
Yeah.
So that's a huge deficit that they overcame. And the New York Times mentions that small donors poured $50 million into his coffers in 24 hours, and his main super PAC was informed by its bank of a $50 million wire transfer the day after his conviction. Wow, who who can give $50 million in one fell swoop like
I don't
that?
like to talk about it.
You know,
Yeah,
okay. I was just about to go down that road. But
No, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
And I've said that's the day that I determined that I was going to vote for Trump, is the day that he was convicted. And obviously I put my money where my mouth is and wrote that check.
Oh, you're going to take credit from... All right, that's fine. Go ahead.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know who to believe between the two of you now.
Well,
Which one of you was it?
It was a dual venture. Let's just say it.
Was it like evenly split?
You know what?
25
I don't
million
want to
each?
talk about it.
I'm kind of in that boat now. I've tooted my horn, and now I'm going to move on. Kamala Harris's campaign ended with, what's this? At least $20 million in debt?
Do you believe that?
After all
I don't know
of
that
that
I
money?
believe that.
After spending $1.3 billion that they raised, they spent all of it and then more, if you can believe it.
I mean,
get this.
it certainly is the way government works.
Right.
Yeah.
Less than 3 weeks.
I don't know that I believe it.
Okay, but hold on. Less than 3 weeks before Election Day, she still had $118 million in the bank out of that billion.
Okay.
And so now she's $20 million in debt, but you don't believe it.
There are some employees, I guess, that were complaining that they hadn't been paid or whatever.
Okay.
But and that could be just because she's a terrible person. That's not. I don't know. We lost. I'm not paying them. I don't know that they're. If it's true.
Oh boy.
Wow.
We should post the link to this New York Times article. It's really worth reading the whole thing. It's fascinating. So
Got to have a login to read it though.
Oh well.
oh really?
That's probably
right.
paywall. Yeah.
That's right.
But I will say this: their tech workers are on strike, so maybe you get by the paywall.
Maybe
they
They don't know
flip that switch on the way out.
That's possible.
but it's nice to know America, for now at least, is still America.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we just to that point, Pat? Can you please put up full screen 7 real quick? This is just fascinating me. This chart of 2020 versus 2024. I just love this, and it's pretty difficult to read there. And we broke this into 3 parts, and it's still kind of tough. But basically, 2020, California. Let's just look at that one there. Trump lost California by 29.2%. In 2024, he lost California by 17.2%. That's a red shift of plus 12 for Trump. Every state shifted to the right except for Washington State that shifted left by 0.3. Every other state, including the District of Columbia, shifted to the right from 2020.
Telling you, we've had enough.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna blame all kinds of things other than the absolute truth, and that's we've had enough of your garbage. You've just gone too far. You've gone too far. When Bill Maher is criticizing you almost every time he's on, you know you've gone too far.
And I will say, with her ad campaign blitz on that was never ending, seemingly.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I think that worked against her. I mean, well, it obviously did because she lost. But I mean, I heard from multiple people that even don't really care about politics. It's like enough. And for people like me, I mean, it was like, how I couldn't take it. It was just the continuation of her and spewing what she spewed.
They truly had, in hindsight, the worst candidate that they could have landed on.
That's the thing.
And at the time, it almost seemed like, oh crap, on the surface level. But kudos to our fellow Americans for digging a little deeper.
Yep.
You remember how she hid for the longest time from doing any interviews?
I think it was 72 days or something.
Right,
It was a long time.
And so now she's got to get out there and introduce herself.
Yep.
But it actually made it worse than the hiding.
Yeah.
Because the more people saw her, the deeper that hole it got dug for her.
And people start wondering, why won't you explain your policies to us?
What are you? What
Why?
are you going to do?
What are you hiding? We can't just hire you sight unseen. That's like I've got a position to fill here, and it's CEO of my company. And you call me from Australia, and you say, hey, I'd like that job. And I say, okay. Come in and sign the contract.
Well, no.
Don't look into them. They don't tell me what they do
Or
in
hang
my
on.
company.
Or if you tell that person, oh, thanks for applying. Can you come in here for an interview? And she puts you off for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And then when she finally does, you realize how much of an idiot she is. Not a chance you're going to put her in charge.
Exactly. The Times, New York Times, says one of the most effective things Trump did during the campaign, and I thought this was brilliant, was with his transgender ad.
Yes.
Where the tagline is, Kamala is for they, them.
Yep.
President Trump is for you.
Yeah, I remember pointing that out because that made such an impact.
That was powerful.
And it was showing up during football games, sporting events. You're like, good people are watching this.
And it's an issue that they should have been on board with as the protectors of women and women's rights. What, the only right you care about for a woman, though, is the right to kill her baby. That's the only right they care about. Everything else goes right out the window. Doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to Americans that biological men can come into women's bathrooms, women's locker rooms. They can dominate them on the basketball court, on the field, on the soccer pitch, in running, in whatever endeavor. And it's bad. They'll try to tell you, oh, well, that hardly ever happens. You're exaggerating. The UN said that women, actual women, have been denied over 900 trophies and medals because of this issue.
Yeah.
Over 900.
Just the 900.
Yeah, right. It's not 9 million. So stop your belly aching. And it's great because, a lot of women aren't just sitting there and taking it and saying, okay, well, yeah, it would be.
None of them should be.
That's nice that a trans person is able to kick my teeth in, even though I've been working my entire life to get to this level.
Right.
And then a man comes in with these unfair advantages. But that's great. That's wonderful. It's good to see. It's diversity. I love it.
Yeah, young women definitely responded to Trump at the polls.
Did not, I think, young men. I don't think he won that category, but he did so much better than people anticipated.
Correct. No, and Gen X, again, take a bow. We may not be the greatest generation that this country has ever had.
Yeah.
But we sure as hell saved it. So you're welcome.
Well.
Wow. Mister, I gave $50 million. Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to bring that up. I felt kind of backed into that one. I'm
a little offended, too, as a millennial, that you would take complete credit for that.
Hold on,
as a millennial.
Right?
I didn't.
Right?
Yeah, that kind of bothers me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That kind of bothers me. I was going to let it go, but
we got Gen Z sitting over here on the couch.
Wait, what?
You wanna take a bow as well?
So yesterday, let's get to the comments. Well, first, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Anytime in life you have to make a big change, it can be hard. It's especially true when you're planning to buy a home or sell a home. It's complicated, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of stress, and you have to jump through a lot of hoops. Stakes are just about as high as they're going to get in terms of financial decisions that you make. That's why you need a great realtor, and that's where realestateagentsitrust.com comes in. We set you up with the realtor, and that's a service we provide for free. Glenn really didn't want you to have to go through the same hassles he went through in Connecticut when he wound up selling his really nice home for $39.95. It's tragic. It's tragic. It was worth, believe me, considerably more than that. It was over $100 home.
I was there.
Over $100
at least once, and I felt like it was worth more than that.
Okay, but
so did I.
Location,
really
location. You're in the Northeast.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
Sure, but couldn't you at least get 100, 110 out of it?
Okay. Nope.
No, you couldn't.
That's why we started Real Estate Agents I Trust.
Right. So you don't have to have that same experience. These are great people. They're fans of the show. You're going to have a lot in common with them, and they're good at what they do. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
Okay, so let's get to Biden's comments from yesterday on the election results. Here's some of what he had to say.
For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact.
Don't joke.
For the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition.
No thanks. Just get out.
That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much.
He took his call.
Her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character.
The ramrod thing again.
She gave her whole heart and effort. And she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran.
Tim Walz didn't win his own county.
You know,
that's awesome.
Struggle for the soul of America since our very founding has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory.
I don't know.
To state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss.
Okay.
Campaigns are contests.
Are they?
Of competing visions.
Since when?
Yeah, we kicked
when
your
did
ass.
that happen?
The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made.
That's a lot coming from that.
I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor
many
only
times.
when you agree.
He has said that.
Something I hope we can do no matter who you voted for.
I mean, now that the chips are down,
see
he's
each other
saying
not
it.
as
He remembers a couple
adversaries,
things he said in the past. That's
but
good.
as fellow Americans.
Well, somebody wrote
Bring
it.
down the
okay.
temperature.
That'd be nice.
Bring down the temperature.
And guess what?
What?
And by the way, that's all I can think of now.
I don't think he's been as coherent or that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Hey, looks
in
good.
4 or
Looks like
5
he's
years
been
now.
got little fluids in him.
I think
got
he
some
knows
new
that-
meds
that
cocktail going on. Looking good.
I think he knows that he holds a record that will never be broken. As you can see,
It's impossible.
John Kerry, 59 million votes. Obama, 69, 66. Hillary Clinton, 66 million. Whoa! Joe Biden, 81 million. And then Harris back down to 67 million. He's up there as a record holder, and he's happy about that because he knows.
Sure
that,
is.
Ooh, look at me.
So
he's
what
got that.
happened to those votes?
Oh, they died suddenly.
Yeah, I mean, they would have
just
had to, right? I mean, they would have had to. Those are all the people that died from COVID, I guess?
COVID, yeah. The COVID got him. That's what it was.
That's
yeah.
only 14 million people. So, I mean, what's the big deal?
Really?
What's
What
the big
happened to
deal?
them?
Well, we'll leave that up there for a second.
Well, they don't like her. I mean, they're ringing and gnashing their teeth and trying to figure out where those votes went.
Oh my gosh, Pat.
A, did you actually have them in the first place?
Right.
That of course is thing one.
What?
Yeah, that's thing one.
What do you mean?
Thing two is nobody likes her.
Correct.
So, of course, they could have just gone away organically on their own.
That is very possible.
So
yes.
you don't like her. She didn't fire anybody up. There was no excitement to get out and
she's
vote for
terrible.
her.
She's absolutely terrible.
Yesterday on my podcast, I talked with Jovan Pulitzer again, and we were talking about the inflated numbers for Trump even in 2020, and that's something that he referred to as layering, because you can't just dump in 100% of Joe Biden in a batch. You've got to actually put in some fake Trump votes as well to kind of make it more believable. So in reality, Trump probably got more legitimate votes in 2024 than he got in 2020.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I was reading this morning, Pat, to Jeffy. It is the most hysterical theory now that the left is pointing to that chart right there, and they're saying, where did those votes go? What happened? And the one conspiracy theory out there that's getting a lot of traction is that in the course of the court cases with the Republicans brought in 2020, they had access to Dominion voting machines, and that somehow they hacked it, they broke the code, and somehow when the whole thing, the internet shut down or whatever, they had the glitch 6 months ago, that they probably put in there a thing that took away votes from Kamala that just were kind of activated on November 5th. So they actually believe that votes were stolen from Harris 3 days ago through backdoor channels hacked by Republican operatives. It is hysterical to hear them on the left.
Yeah, and you knew that was going to come.
Yeah.
If Trump would be the victor, this was the inevitable outcome for them to be accusing us of all the things that we accuse them of.
Yes.
It just had to be, right? All right. We will get a Fat Five from Jeffy. There's so much more to talk about coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here for you from Pathead T. From working at McDonald's and driving a garbage truck to the President of the United States. Only in America.
That's right. That's my favorite little meme. Has the picture, his mug shot, him getting shot, and then the McDonald's drive-through window shot and the garbage truck shot. I mean,
yeah, it's
that's
good
the
stuff.
guy.
Good stuff. Timmy Tom Tampon, equestrian extraordinaire, tweets, maybe the Democrats would have won if Biden picked someone that wasn't absolutely butt stupid. Maybe, but who is that person? In the Democrat Party, they don't have a deep bench. They don't have a bench at all.
Right. Not really.
I don't know who they're going to run in 2028.
Gavin Newsom, probably.
I guess.
No, there was the other guy, right? Gosh darn it, what was his name?
Gretchen Whitmer, maybe.
No, there was another guy that spoke on election night. Shoot, I'll find it before we get
Well,
done.
I think
Shapiro?
I think it's going to be
Governor of
Wes Moore.
Pennsylvania.
Wes Moore of Maryland is probably going to be your nominee. I'm going to be saying
Maybe
that for the
that's
next
him.
4
Maybe
years.
that's the guy.
Black guy.
Yeah, there was another guy too.
But anyway,
but who are they now? Nobody knows them.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, you've got really high-profile Republicans still ready to take this thing over. You got J.D. Vance, who's going to have the
could
momentum
step into the office and
of the
do it
vice
right
presidency.
now.
Yes, so you have him, you have Vivek, you've got Ron DeSantis. I mean, there's a lot of, maybe even Marco Rubio. There's
Absolutely.
a lot of viable candidates.
You can still
here.
count Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
They're not. If they ran, they wouldn't be president. But I'm just saying, if they had to step into the office, they could do the job.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't believe the Democrats have that at all.
They sure don't. They sure don't. All right, so let's get to a Fat Five with Jeffy.
Awesome. A couple things before we get to the actual Fat Five. Just a couple things that made me laugh from last night. We do have a latest Christmas card that you can send out to America. Now it made me laugh. Merry Christmas, America, and Happy Holidays. It's just a reminder. Epic. That is America.
Great.
I know, that is awesome. I love that. I don't care if it's
racket.
I don't even care if it's accurate. I like it.
No, it is.
It is. Yeah,
that is
totally.
That's what the county map looks like by county. It is accurate. No, I'm just trying to tell you. It is accurate.
So wait, so Jeffy wants to ruin his own thing.
Yeah,
picture.
I know.
I'm just saying it might not be accurate. There might be a county that's red or blue that's not correct.
That's the actual
okay.
map.
I don't care. I still like it.
See, what they did was they extrapolated them, though, and presented it in all red colors or all blue.
You understand?
So that it would,
Merry Christmas to all the red counties. Happy holidays to the blue ones.
Now, this next picture, I don't know that it's real or not.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to preface it with I don't know that it's real or not. It was sent to me as real from a whistleblower from the Ring door cam at Mar-a-Lago the other night. And it's,
oh no. Okay. We don't know if it's real.
I don't know if it's real or not. But
so who's on there?
I believe
Who
it.
is that?
Well, that's looks like Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong.
I'm just saying that for the podcast.
Just hanging out. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
just stop by to say
explain the visuals.
Good luck.
Yeah, just
God
stop
bless.
it in. Stop it in and say hello.
That's nice. It's thoughtful.
Again,
I think it looks pretty real.
Yeah,
has Putin told the North Korean dictator to have his troops stop killing Russians? They were shooting the wrong way over in Ukraine.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have actual footage of that because we have footage of everything else in the world.
Oh, look, but no.
But I don't think we do. We have. It's very strange that the footage that we don't have coming from the Ukraine-Russian battles, isn't it? It is interesting.
North Korean
That's
troops
going to be over
kill
now.
soldiers after shooting in wrong direction.
Oopsie daisies.
Daily Beast. I'm reading.
Well,
right
you
there.
get turned around in war. You
Yeah.
don't know what you.
Yeah.
I mean, the friendly fire that happens during battle.
Thanks for helping us.
Whew, I
over
mean,
here.
Well, they're used to their landmarks being in North Korea, so maybe that's the problem because they're not in North Korea now.
Right.
They got a little messed up.
That's right.
It happens.
You don't know. It happens. Yeah, it happens. So we have a few recalls. Listeria making a comeback in the U.S. Last few days. I'm not quite sure.
I get listeria, when you're near.
The American Cheese Company has voluntarily recalled a select batch of ripened cheeses, all brie, because of listeria concerns. 6 different kinds of brie manufactured at Saventia Cheese USA facility may have been contaminated with listeria because the process equipment was routine testing, and they discovered, there's some listeria bacterium on that.
So how long had that been
machinery.
going before the test?
Yeah, we don't know.
Holy
Yeah, we don't know. So the Aldi and Market Basket are among the select retailers impacted by the cheese recall. Just 12 states. So in those 12 states, if you've got the brie cheese, I'm not a huge fan of brie cheese, but if you're a brie cheese lover, be careful out there. And if you have the product, you can obviously take it back for a full refund. I would say just throw it away and tell them you bought it. They'll give you your money back. And even if you didn't buy it, you can tell them you did. What are they going to do? Tell you no? We also have more listeria issues with the taco, enchilada, quesadilla, stir fry, and salad meal kits produced by Resser's Fine Foods. They were recalled earlier this month, and now we're jumping up that recall to a class 2, where the exposure to a product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences, or where the possibility of serious adverse health consequences is possible. And those are in 30 states for the taco, enchilada, quesadilla, stir fry, and salad meal kits by Resser's Fine Foods. So keep your eyes out for that. And then we have a bread recall from the Aunt Millie's Bakehouse products. They were produced by Indiana-based Perfection Bakeries. They were initially recalled in September because of an undeclared sesame, and now have been given a class 1 recall classification, the highest risk level issued, because there's a reasonable possibility that the use or exposure to a product could cause serious adverse health consequences or death. Sesame is one of the 9 major food allergens in the U.S., according to the FDA. Soybeans, fish, crustaceans, shellfish, wheat, milk, eggs, peanuts, and tree nuts. And if you don't put that on your packaging, big trouble. People could, if you're allergic to sesame and you're having the Aunt Millie's Bakehouse products, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Now, we've seen how this ends. Police have now confirmed 43 primates escaped from in South Carolina. They warned residents to lock their doors and windows after the monkeys escaped. They told locals to keep your windows closed, your doors locked. I hope they're all locked and loaded as well. Yeah. The primates broke loose from the Alpha Genesis facility in Beaufort County, Beaufort County, Beaufort, in Yemassee, South Carolina. Traps have been set up. Thermal imaging cameras are being used in an effort to locate the fugitive monkeys. Oh, no. Alpha Genesis has approximately 5,000 monkeys across 2 sites. And the monkeys are from Africa, South America, and Caribbean.
We're fine.
That's I know. They escaped from the Castle Hall Road Alpha Genesis location. And the CEO of Alpha Genesis, it's funny, the documentary that we all watched, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Planet of the Apes in general, were from Genesis Labs. Anyway, he said that it's frustrating, but the primate's probably going to return on their own.
Sure.
We've set the traps, and
how they get out again?
We've seen some footage. Some of the workers were out taking a lunch break, and they posted on their social media sites some off in the trees, the monkeys and stuff. So I don't think they're coming home.
I don't think so.
They're coming home. Keith, you asked how they...
Yeah.
A caretaker inadvertently failed to secure a door.
A
At an
door.
enclosure. Left the door open.
That happened to me 3 times last week with my monkeys.
Right.
What, are your guys' monkeys still in their cage?
Just like the
They're still
CEO.
there?
It's really just like follow the leader. You see one go and the other goes.
I keep my
What are you
monkeys
gonna
in a
do?
barrel, Pat.
And-
I only have about 2,500 though, so they've got like 5,000 monkeys.
Yeah.
It's a little
Well, in 2 locations. This location, they didn't say how many exactly this location has.
Okay.
But he said that 50 of them, there's 50 in a group, 7 of them stayed.
Oh,
7 of them were
Those
like,
are
you know
the
what?
dumbass monkeys.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm
We love
staying
it
here.
here.
It's almost
We're staying.
lunchtime. I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere. We want to assure the community, though, that there is no health risk associated with
That means
these
there
animals.
is. That means there is.
Okay.
Don't get bitten.
I would just say be on the lookout.
Holy
and,
crap. We're all going to be dead
if
in
you
12
ever
days.
hear one down, don't worry about that. Just call the authorities, but be ready for the Beth.
Oh, my goodness.
Just
This is-
43
I've
of
seen
them.
this in a
Don't worry
movie
about it.
before.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's going to happen.
We've all seen that documentary. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. The online musical equipment marketplace Reverb just listed the original EMI TG12345 recording console that was used by the Beatles at Abbey Road Studios to record the album Abbey Road. One-of-a-kind console. Was actually built specifically for the occasion by EMI Studios. Later, the same console was used by each individual member of the band to record at least one solo project, and it could be yours for $3 million.
Oh, my word.
It's up for sale. The last time I looked, they had several offers on their offer page, but I don't know that anyone has offered $3 million. You know what I mean? Because they're waiting to come. It comes with 12 dual microphone cassettes, 4 echo and 2 Q sends, 4 dual main mix, 8 outputs, 2 band EQs, 4 track routing, 4 echo sends, 2 Q sends, remote patch bay, power supply, and associated cabling. So
Where's the MP3
all
player? Stupid.
it didn't say.
Yeah.
It wasn't mentioned.
But George used it
It
quite
wasn't
a bit.
mentioned. Actually, one of the small mini documentaries they did about this was really fascinating, how they built it and how much time and energy they spent in the original build. And then when they found it in some back room, they put it all back together again. And it's, I think it's like 70% original parts. But they still, the bidding page was still open as of a couple days ago. And I just figure that no one has actually offered them $3 million yet. Today's Chewing the Fat segment brought to you by Chewing the Fat 5 segment brought to you by Kexi Cookies. Kexi, simply the best cookies on the planet.
and reminding you that the cutoff to order for Thanksgiving and have it guaranteed to be there by Thanksgiving, November 19th. So just order the cookies, the bread. You can take full credit for them, like our one
we
of
had a
our
listener do that, right?
customers did
Yeah.
last week. Yeah, just take full. We don't care. Go ahead and say, yeah, I baked these.
Actually.
Slaved all day over them. Go ahead. Just buy them.
All right. I feel like that's stolen valor.
I think we still have some of the pumpkin with some of the pumpkin bread with the chocolate chips in it. Oh my gosh, that is so delicious! And of course, the Boston cream pie, our second biggest selling cookie of all time. Actually, of all cookies, chocolate chip is always the best seller. But when it was available, the coffee cake cookie outsold the chocolate chip 3-1. That's how popular that thing is. And this is number 2 as far as specialty cookies. The Boston cream pie, you're going to love it. It's so
Go to Kexi.com.
good. Kexi.com.
Kexi.com.
Oh, and today is the last day of
This spot is getting out of control. I'll tell you
$1 UPS ground shipping. Okay? So that's going to save you a bunch of money
It's
right
the
there.
cookie that eats like a meal.
Kexi.com.
K-E-K.
SI.
.com. The last time we saw a Yellowstone episode was January 1st, 2023. And,
Oh, it seems longer ago than that.
So Yellowstone now, season 5, part 2,
Wow.
debuts this Sunday.
Yeah.
November 10th here in the U.S. and the U.K. And then, I don't know, after that it premieres around the world.
And no Kevin Costner, right?
No Kevin Costner in these episodes. There are at least no new scenes of Costner. There was some behind-the-scenes video they released, talked about how everything was kept secret from different actors. So right now we don't know how they treat the absence of Costner.
You'd think he'd have to be killed.
But you'd think that.
Yeah.
You would think that. But the trailer looks pretty good.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley. Time to remind them.
Our family legacy is this ranch.
And I'll protect it with my life.
And there's
Old lions die in the jaws of younger lions, and you are the younger lion.
This knife, where's my blood? This knife, where's mine? We were brothers down. Till we getting in this fight, we can figure out who to fight and how to fight them.
Rip is bad.
I can't do this anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to, honey. Or we're gonna lose this place. This is the hill we die on.
Beautiful. Look at that.
I know.
You will ruin this family's name.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
I took all the risk, and I took it for you.
This war's just beginning.
The only thing left to do is to kill as much as
See,
you
that's
can
post.
before they kill
I mean,
you.
we've seen that before.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone.
Interesting. Wow.
Sunday, November 10th
I know.
at 8.
I mean, they make Montana look like it's Sicily. The Italian mob has taken over. I mean,
It is.
I think more people have been murdered in the first, 4 seasons of this show than in the history of that state in real life.
Mr.
Come on.
Montana
Come
apologist.
on. Come
Okay.
on.
A lot of drama.
You're the one that talked about the mean streets.
I know.
What are we talking about?
I know. That's excluding the mean streets, of
Okay.
course.
So how do I watch
Obviously.
that? How do I watch that, Jeffy?
You can see it on television.
Right, but where do people go?
You can watch it on the Paramount Network.
You have to watch it live, right?
Well, I think if you
This is
don't
1983?
have the app, yeah.
This is stupid. No, why isn't it on demand?
I already told you can come over to the house. I'll rent you the upstairs room
Rent-
for
rent?
like $50
Rent
for
it?
a couple hours, or you can watch it for an hour and 15 for $100 down in the family room.
Wow. How much?
Yeah,
$100?
$100.
What a deal.
I mean, you're welcome.
Me
Does
and
that
Pat.
come with like popcorn or anything?
Yeah, well, is anything like
That's
For
that?
extra.
$100?
Yeah,
I have
that's
access to the
extra.
bathroom.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
I?
No. No. That's not, no. No.
Okay, I'm going to watch it live, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
CBS
Yeah, you
over
are.
the air.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
You know what you didn't even get to in the Fat Five was the weekend football slate.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely
Big games this
important and exciting.
weekend. Big games this weekend.
It's the Holy War.
Yeah.
BYU, Utah. So we're taking on the godless animals.
I'm looking forward to that game. Utah's not
Me
been
too.
that great this year, but
No,
it's always
it's a rivalry, and they're
Yeah.
good. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Big 12 that they thought was going to just be a stopover on their way to the Big 10, but losing 4 in a row now.
Yeah.
4 conference games
Well,
in a
they've
row.
got your boy as quarterback, right? The brother of your boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's their
Isaac Wilson.
quarterback. Yeah.
Zach Wilson's little brother.
Yeah. I was.
But he's a true freshman,
Yeah.
so he got thrown into the fire a little too quick.
It'll be a good game. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The late game on Saturday night.
Really late, like 9:15.
Yeah.
Central
I don't-
time.
Really
It's
late there,
10:15
Grandpa.
Eastern.
It's okay.
That's late. Why, it's a late start where you're going to be watching at 1 in the morning. Come on. That is late for anybody. I don't care who you are. You could be 12. That's a late start. But another slight, another form of disrespect this week when they were ranked 9th in the college football playoff poll.
Yeah.
You know, you keep saying their strength of schedule. You know what Indiana's strength of schedule was?
Yeah, it's 103. 103, according to that ESPN poll that I put up, yeah.
BYU has more ranked wins than Miami, Penn State, Texas, Indiana combined. So, only one other team has 2 wins against current top 20 teams other than BYU. You know who that is? Number 1 ranked Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah, so whatever. Whatever.
I mean, all you got to do is win. You're in.
That's all you have to do. Yeah, just keep winning. Just be undefeated to have any shot at the playoff. Now, other teams could lose 2, 3, 7 games, whatever. Like if it's Alabama, they could be 0-11 and still get into the
strength of schedule is way
football.
Better than BYU's.
Not
what are you
this
talking
year, it's
about?
not.
It sure is.
Nope, they've lost twice.
I know, but their strength of schedule is what?
Probably going to lose.
Is what, 13, something like that?
I don't know, but who cares? They've lost. So don't throw Alabama at me.
Okay.
If they were unbeaten, you'd have a point.
Okay.
I don't care who you play, but if you lose, then that's a problem.
It matters who you lose to, though.
I don't want to hear about these. Well, it's a quality loss.
That's right. It matters who you lose to.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah, I know. Fortunately, BYU doesn't have a quality loss.
No, they don't.
Because they don't have any loss.
No, they don't.
So, there you go. Who does Missouri have this weekend?
We play Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. They're not
rival,
good this year.
Our old rival, Oklahoma, who was a Big 12 rival, is now an SEC rival. And
it's fun to have that back.
It is fun to have that back, but we better, holy cow.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good this year.
Neither is Missouri, really. But, we're 24th, I think, in the playoff poll and 26th in the AP.
Have they
we're
lost
out of the
twice
top 25.
now?
Yeah,
okay.
6-2, yeah. Nebraska, however, I know Keith is being quiet because UCLA came to Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
And they beat Nebraska. What is happening?
I know. Yeah.
What is happening with the Cornhuskers?
I don't know.
Keith is he's a broken man. When it comes to
doubt.
college football, he's a broken man.
They should be.
Still looking for that 6th win, boys.
You got, what, 3 more chances?
After losing...
you got USC this weekend.
Well, we're at bye week state.
That's winnable, though.
Oh, okay, against you. All right.
USC's not good either, really. They're not that good.
That's what I heard about
better than UCLA.
I know. I know.
I don't want to talk about any of this. Don't we have we have a lot of video clips we got to play and whatnot and stuff, so forth?
Yes, we actually do. Apparently, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't terribly happy about the election. Now, that'll probably come as a shock to a lot of people.
You do hate to see it.
You hate to see her down in the dumps.
You do.
Don't you?
And she looks down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
Not her best look. Let's see.
Here she is.
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives.
Right.
That's true.
Look, pause it for a second.
Cannot.
She's been crying or something.
That's exactly what my point was. Yep.
I think she's pregnant now. She looks pregnant. I think she's pregnant.
What do you mean she looks pregnant?
She looks pregnant. You can tell when women are pregnant.
What are you looking at?
You can't tell from their face.
Yeah, you can. Look at this. You can.
No,
They have a little bit of the pregnancy
I go back
glow.
to what Pat said. I had the same thought, Pat. She's been crying for 3 days.
She's been crying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's been crying. Absolutely.
Sucks for you.
Puffy and stuff.
And that happens when you're pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's finish.
Give up. We now find ourselves
Yeah.
Here we go. Listen.
in a time in history that has precedent.
Yeah.
And we find ourselves,
What's she talking about?
I believe,
What?
in a time
A time
where there are,
where
let's say, peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism.
Oh, here we go. It's so
And
great.
this is the
come on, hon.
era that we are poised to enter.
She's bringing a baby into this dangerous world.
Donald Trump has
I think she
talked
is. I gotta
about
find that out.
He's talked about. Yeah. What?
turning the military on U.S. citizens that he deems his domestic
I want to
political
hear that. I want to hear that soundbite. Find that.
authoritarians and people that he affiliates closely with and strongmen abroad. In regimes like that, it is not uncommon to jail political dissidents or legislators.
It is in America, Pumpkin.
Opponents.
It is here.
You mean
it's
like
very uncommon.
what you were trying to do to him?
This is the world that we very realistically may be entering.
These fearmongers and their BS.
They've lost so many rights now, Pat.
Right.
They've lost so many rights, and man.
Like, for instance, everything like
the rights that they had before Donald Trump was elected,
which were
hit us with it.
Give me one right that they've lost.
There's the one.
What is it?
There's the one.
What is the one?
Tell us what that is.
What are women suffering right now that they weren't suffering before?
That Donald Trump is president.
Okay. But what right has he stolen?
Donald Trump is president.
What constitutional right has he taken from them?
That one. That one.
Yeah.
That he's president.
You can't even make the case that he took abortion from them, because you can still get your damn abortion.
They do, though. And I don't even know. I went through and watched so many TikTok videos of the whining and rights are gone. And we can't get an abortion. And I went,
which you can.
And I don't know.
By the way, you can.
Some have to go to another state. How about you zip it? Okay.
No, not to kill somebody. Please don't tell me they're going to be inconvenienced.
They are
to kill someone.
Yeah, they are.
Don't say that. Yeah. I want it to be like a drive-through situation where they can.
Right, we've talked about this. Yeah. Because they've been inconvenienced like this since before. The actual election. So,
that's terrible.
I know.
Dang it!
But I don't even know. Many of them didn't seem real, but there's too many of them for a lot of them to not be real.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
This is what they care about.
Jimmy Kimmel is one of those.
I mean, you want to know how come his ratings are so low?
Yeah.
And what is it him? Is it him that's going down to 4 days a week?
I don't know. Who cares?
One of them is. One of the late nights.
Well, I think they all are. I think they're all 4 days.
Oh, well, good. And you wonder why?
Yeah. Here's about to show us. Here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Let's be honest. It was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants.
The children that are going to be born alive, it was a terrible night for them?
Yes.
Really? Okay. All right. Because I'm sure they don't want to be. I'm sure they want their brains sucked out and then just vacuumed up. I'm sure that's what they probably would
sold
prefer.
Off for parts.
Yeah. But all right. What else did he have to say?
Okay. Let this country go. No. For healthcare, for our climate.
What a little bitch.
For science.
For science.
For journalism.
Journalism.
For justice. For free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine.
Oh, no.
For NATO.
Is he going to cry?
He's already been crying the whole time.
Look at his democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Yeah.
We'll find out, won't we? Okay.
Oh, my God.
Shut up.
Oh, these people.
I mean, I'm surprised that he actually did a show. He didn't need some
Should
time
have stayed
off.
home.
Yeah.
Should.
I mean, there's university professors shutting down classes
at Harvard.
Now, sorry about it. You can't. We got to take a day. We have to take some time. I mean, they should take more than a day. Really.
You can't get over this in a day. No, they should take the rest of the semester off. Just to recover and heal from the Trump election.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they need to do.
How much does butter cost Kexi cookies? It's quite a bit, is it not? A little bit?
Quite a bit.
Wait, there's butter in Kexi cookies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You might be surprised to learn.
Actually.
It's a good thing that Joe Scarborough isn't in charge of ordering your ingredients, because he has no idea how much they cost. You got to see this guy.
That probably contributed a good deal to it. I want to talk about economy for a second. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somebody who was going to be voting for Kamala Harris came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Trump's going to win." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, "I went to the grocery store. Butter's over $3." I kind of laughed and I said, "Well, that's kind of reductive, isn't it?" Said it to myself. To him, I smiled and I said, "Good point." But it actually, everything we're hearing after the election is,
I'm just saying, the $7.
What's that?
The $7.
What's that?
What's
Butter
that?
is $7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Is it framed in gold? Okay.
No, that's the point, Joe. Why don't you join us in reality?
Anyway, my point is...
Mika knows.
He ruined his own story.
Was saying
He's
the cost
so
of butter is way down
out of
too
touch.
high.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was a bit reductive. It ended up being...
That's a good word of the day.
Point, if you look at the cost of groceries, if you look at the cost of gas, if you look at the cost of things compared to 4 years ago.
I love how... Pause that. I love how MSNBC just now, after the election... gets religion on people being worse off than they were 4 years ago. Screw you. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. They're so out of touch, these elitists. And they never leave Manhattan. I mean, it's just...
Well, yeah, I mean, he has people out shopping for him. He has no idea what things cost.
Clearly, his wife had to tell him.
And good, fine. He makes a lot of money. If you made his money, you'd have people as well. But Mika obviously looks over the credit card statements to make sure the do people aren't buying candy bars on her card. So she knows how much things cost.
Well, that's a little bit reductive, what you're babbling about right there. That's a little bit. I'm offended because it's a little bit reductive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't talk down.
I'd appreciate it. If it wouldn't in the future, just don't try not to be quite as reductive as you're being right now. Okay? All right. Let him finish.
Oh, does he finish?
Does he?
That was it.
I don't know.
That was it.
That was it?
Yep, that was it.
He stopped being reductive?
He's done being reductive. I mean, these people are just so...
Oh, God. Oh, it's just amazing. Of course, had Harris won...
Right.
Where would we be this week?
Right.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But we're right.
I know. That's why we're so aptly named. We're right. There's a reason we're right.
Pat,
they're left.
We are the right.
Yes.
only
but
one.
We're also
right.
Right.
All right. Let me tell you about preborn. Here we are talking about these abortions and how important that is to the left and how they promote it and celebrate it. My gosh, what a weird time. You remember back in the day, 30 years ago, they used to say they wanted abortion safe and rare.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
Boy, that rare thing never comes up anymore. They want it to be as prevalent as possible.
There's no such thing.
That's why there's a ministry like Preborn. That's why Preborn does such great work and why we're so proud to partner with them, because Preborn is in this to save lives, to save babies. And the way they do that is by showing a woman in crisis the ultrasound of her baby. That drives it home. You know how you feel when you felt when you saw your first ultrasound of your children?
Oh,
my gosh. You showed it to everybody you possibly could, probably posted it on the fridge. Yep. It's a huge deal for people, and that's why it's so meaningful, and it doubles the chances that the baby will be born alive. One ultrasound, $28. 5 would cost $140. If you have the means, you might even consider, though, a leadership gift to save babies in a really big way. Your tax-deductible donation of $5,000 would sponsor Preborn's entire network for 24 hours, and that would help to rescue 200 babies. So to donate whatever you can, if it's $1, that'd be great. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, the pound 250, keyword baby, or just go to preborn.com/Pat.
Saying what you're thinking. Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we've got some tweets here. Jason Bross tweets, too bad you gave that $50 million to the campaign. Or you could have bid on that sound mixer, Keith.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Shoot. Now
Darn
you
it.
tell me. I'm not a good planner.
I guess not. From Giblets, I'm old enough to remember when crazy people were put into mental asylums. What? Wow. When was that? Well, that's a little rash. isn't it? Now we just let them roam the streets and vote blue.
Yep, we sure do.
Exactly. Yeah, and legislate in our country.
Hold on, I've got a new phrase here. Make insane asylums full again. What does that spell out? Let's work on that.
Insane.
Whatever. Don't
MIA.
spend time now.
Mayafa. New Hampshire Pathead tweets, if the NFL used the same method as the NCAA, the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs would be ranked 9th. Thank you. Yes.
Should be 8-1, those Kansas City Chiefs.
Maybe 8-2.
Or 8-2. But who's counting?
But they're not. So get over it. From Corby, Pat is to BYU as Hunter is to crack. Very true.
Oh, yeah, that's
true. Pretty accurate. Jimmy Kimmel just made it official. Late night comedy is dead. The shows are now for political rah-rahs, not laughs.
Yeah.
Not the truth.
Yeah, that's bad.
And they don't care. They don't.
No, they don't.
His agenda is apparently more important to him than his sinking ratings. Special prosecutor Jack Smith is winding down federal investigations, but yesterday we played the clip of Letitia James in New York. She's doubling down, saying she's still going to pursue criminal charges against Donald Trump.
Whatever.
Go away.
So Trump attorney Mike Davis,
he was awesome,
had a warning for her.
This could be your new attorney general, by the way.
He was awesome.
This is so good.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York attorney general. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. And we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote. Don't try the funny business because we know the team this time and they are not effing around.
Yeah, but it's good to have him out speaking like that, but he'll never be attorney general because
well, he already said that.
Yeah,
he mentioned that in a clip we played yesterday. That he's been too outspoken.
No way. Yeah, that's his job now is just to go out and be that guy.
Yeah. Yep. And he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, I saw where Fed Chairman Jerome Powell was asked if he would accept, do his resignation if Trump asked him, and he said no. He can't fire me.
Yeah, his term runs through May of 2026.
So the Fed is not actually part of the government. So, he can't fire him. Oh, okay, we'll just shut the department down then. How about that?
Federal Reserve Chairman, yeah.
Right.
Oh, we just shut the Fed down.
I like that plan.
You know what? You're right, Jerome. I can't fire you. There's not going to be any more Fed. So pack up your crap, all right?
That'll be the day.
Either you should threaten the Federal Reserve. We're either going to audit you or we're going to shut you down. Yes.
Now, an audit, who could argue with that? Why wouldn't you do an audit of the Fed? Why wouldn't you? What, you're too big to audit?
Yeah. I don't work for you. Okay.
You still need oversight. Everybody needs oversight. What do you think? You've got unlimited power?
I believe he does.
Unfettered, unlimited power. No. Sorry, no. All right. So in the House and the Senate, that's still a little bit up in the air. We know who's going to control the Senate. The Senate has they're up to 53 now.
Yes,
with a couple of seats to
53 to 45,
decided.
And the other two are leaning Democrat that are still out there. Unfortunately,
I actually have 206. 216.
216.
It's 216.
Which source are you using? Because I thought I had the most promising one.
I don't.
I like it.
You don't though, because it's 216, 204 is what I have. What is your count?
215 to 208. Need 218 for the majority.
You guys need to figure out whose tote board we're going
to. We're going with 216, 204. I like that better than 215, 208.
216, 204 with a 93% chance of taking the House.
I've got 2
as well as the Senate.
And
don't belittle this moment.
Don't.
Okay?
We're trying to relish this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's never been a time when President Trump had the House and the Senate.
Easy. It's different this time, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's going to be different this time.
I got it.
Okay. So who do you want to be the
I've got
Senate Majority Leader? Who do you want the Senate Majority Leader to be?
Oh.
Because
not John Cornyn.
You got to see John Thune talking about this.
I didn't want.
Because he needs to learn his place.
All right.
We talked about this the other day. I don't know who's worthy, really, that would be.
It's hard.
That would take it.
It's hard. Right. But here's what Thune had to say.
Is President-elect Trump involved in does he have a chosen preference in the Senate? Do you know, Senator? And will that come into play?
I don't know that he does. I'm staying in regular contact with him and with his team.
Pause it for a second. Why does he look gray? Is that just my monitor? Maybe that's just the monitor.
Looks fine.
He looks like
here.
death warmed over.
Wow.
Yes, he looks jacked, though, like he's been going to the Senate gym, I'll tell you that.
Do you not remember what Arlen Specter said about him?
He's
got the body of a Greek.
He does. Look at him. He looks jacked there.
I came into the Senate bathhouse.
Oh, no.
I was
That's
naked
right.
as a jaybird.
Yeah. It was him. That's why.
In walked John Thune.
Oh, my gosh. That's right.
He had the body of a Greek god.
He definitely does. Man. Look at that shot of him.
I invited him to join me in the bubble bath.
All right. All right.
We made tender love for the next 17
That first shot of him where he was sitting.
And you know where it got him? On the doorstep of being Senate Majority Leader.
Yeah.
So watch the rest of this because
right,
he says something here that really pisses me off.
With him and with his team, and obviously, if he wants to, he could exert a considerable amount of influence on that. But honestly, I think my preference would be, and I think it's probably in his best interest to stay out of that. These Senate secret ballot elections are probably best left to senators, and he's got to work with all of us when it's all said and done. But whatever he decides to do, that's going to be his prerogative, as we know.
Yeah.
And but I think we're going to have that election next Wednesday, and we'll have a new
look
leader.
at that shot. He's jacked.
Okay. Good Lord, Jeffy. You want me to get Senator Thune's number for you?
I already called dibs on him, Jeffy, so back off, okay?
I think Donald Trump should have a considerable amount of influence on the Senate Majority Leader pick.
Well, he's only the president of the United States. I don't know where you're hitting that, Keith.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Oh, let me tell you about Beam Organics, because this is a delicious way to go to sleep. You can use this and not have it be habit forming and addictive. They're all natural ingredients in Beam's Dream Powder. It's absolutely delicious and fantastic. 15 calories, 0 grams of sugar, and delicious flavors. Sea salt caramel is my favorite, but I mean, there's so many different really great flavors to choose from. And again, it's guilt-free, and it will help you get to sleep and stay asleep longer.
How does someone find a product like that?
Well, in time for the holidays, thank you for asking, Jeffy. It's a good question.
I'm concerned because it sounds like a great product.
You would go to shopbeam.com/Pat.
Oh.
Okay. And right now you can take advantage of their Cyber Monday sale. It's their biggest sale of the year, and you can take advantage of it early. Get up to 50% off at shopbeam.com/Pat. That's shopbeam, shopbeam.com/Pat. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for 50% off. Awesome. Yeah.
Now, more of Pat Gray Unleashed.
Indeed. This is the Daily Caller on the results comparing 2020 to 2024, right? Is that what this is?
This is the video from the Daily Caller that says that the left should not have stolen 2020 from Donald Trump. And here's how
they make a good case.
Wow.
They make a really good case on this.
Whoa. I didn't know this was going to be conspiratorial
election
talk.
denialism.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
That's me. So they're
Holy
saying
cow.
basically, if you hadn't have implemented your
Whoa.
fraud, things would have been better for the Democrats in the long run in 2020.
All right.
Democrats thought taking the presidency in 2020 was a big win for them.
They say taking,
Wrong.
not stolen.
They would have been better off letting Trump win. A 2020 Trump presidency would have seen him being stuck with a Democrat-controlled House and Senate. He would have been a bit stifled. Now, he's got the numbers in the Senate to confirm anyone he wants, and he's looking to have the House too. Trump will likely be able to do anything he wants to do. Big beautiful wall, anyone? Joe Biden was able to appoint a Supreme Court justice through the liberal Stephen Breyer playing ball and retiring. But now, Trump is likely going to be able to pick Clarence Thomas's replacement and maybe Samuel Alito's replacement. And Sonia Sotomayor has been having health problems and might have to retire sooner than later. And guess what? He can pick anyone he wants and the Senate will confirm. No need to moderate the pick. A 2020 Trump presidency would have kept him with Mike Pence and his slew of establishment figures. All that he's been through since he's left office, I'm sure, has awakened him to the true nature of his enemies.
Yep.
And now he's picked up a team of super friends lined up, ready to destroy the deep state, including Elon Musk, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Ron Paul, Tulsi, and of course, a certain based hillbilly. Not to mention, Trump has managed to build his voter base and win in such an expansive way that pundits have described it as a political earthquake. The landscape of the electorate has likely changed in MAGA's favor for an entire generation. So ask yourself, Democrats, was this worth it?
Joe Biden.
Who's next?
Bet you wish Trump would have just won in 2020.
Bet you wish.
That's an interesting take on that.
It is. I think it's accurate. You know, it would have been tougher sledding in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's got this mandate. And so this could work out to our advantage for sure to get America back.
Yes.
Yeah. Joey Bag of Donuts has explained the past three presidential elections in a tweet. 2016, A New Hope. Okay, that was when Trump won in 2016. 2020, The Empire Strikes Back. And 2024, Return of the Jedi.
That is great.
That's good.
So great.
So appropriate. What are your thoughts on whether or not Joe Biden will pardon Hunter Biden now?
Well, does Hunter have anything seriously he needs to be pardoned for yet?
Well, yeah. Can you hear my...
I can't.
Sounds like you need a refill.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Right?
Noah!
Yeah.
No. Do people?
He was convicted.
I'm kidding.
He was convicted. So, yeah, he needs to be pardoned. He hasn't been sentenced yet, but that's coming. Is that this month?
And Trump may even pardon him.
See, that's the thing. Honestly, I don't care right now.
Trump may even pardon him.
If Biden pardons him, fine, whatever. But here's the thing. While he's at it, if he were to pardon his son, how about pardoning Donald Trump too, and just let's get a clean slate here. Maybe Biden and Trump make some kind of deal together. That if Biden pardons Trump before he leaves office, then Trump could pardon Hunter as a show of good faith. And that way, neither of their fingerprints are on the documents there. You know, like it wasn't nepotism. You didn't pardon your son, and Trump didn't pardon himself.
Yeah.
They had each pardoned the other.
I don't know. Part of me likes that Trump would have to go second in this situation, in this scenario.
Yeah, I like that. You just have to trust him to do it. But
don't do it. Don't do it, Donald.
I think he would. I think if he agreed to it, he would do it.
Yeah, he would do it, but just not day one.
And you're right. Right.
It's not day one.
Make him nervous.
Jill's on the phone again. I'm busy.
But it would be a nice way for America to move on, wouldn't it? You know, Biden could come out and say, "Guess what? And by the way, I'm going to extend an olive branch so we can heal as a nation." And then pardon Trump.
Yeah, we need that unity.
Yeah. Yep. And they're speaking about unity right now. So
yeah, they sure are.
At least those two are. Their allies in the media are worse than ever. Yelling, the weeping, the wailing, the gnashing of teeth is ugly. I mean, MSNBC is a nightmare right now. Joe Scarborough and his entire crew of postum drinkers or whatever they do in the morning there.
Yeah.
They're psycho. They're all psychotic.
There's a few over there at CNN that are...
CNN too.
Going off their rocker as well, man.
But there are a few at CNN who I think are happy because it's going to increase their ratings. If they've got something to work against for the next 4 years, that's going to help them. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely the front office knows
it'll
that,
help their
for
ratings.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they like that possibility.
Who's the guy? What's his stupid name? Not Jake Tapper, but the other guy that Trump fought forever on
Jim
CNN.
Acosta?
Yeah, Acosta. He went on some strange rant the other day too. I mean, they've lost their mind. He definitely has lost his mind.
Oh my gosh, he's
going
going
to talk about someone who has
that
Trump
happened to him a long
derangement
time ago,
syndrome.
though.
Yeah.
So Hunter is going to be sentenced on December 12th. Right?
December 12th?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's nothing Trump can do immediately anyway.
Well, no, I mean, you can make him do the perp walk.
And then so hold on a second. So, let's see. So, the firearm sentencing is December 12th. The tax evasion sentencing is December 16th. So, so Daddy better get on the phone with a couple of federal judges real soon. He's going to be probably in Gen Pop immediately. That's going to be awesome.
No way.
Have fun,
Hunter
Hunter.
doesn't go into Gen Pop. I'm sorry, no.
So, I mean, I just say that the sentencing, I don't know when he would start serving whatever he's sentenced to, but, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't take office till January 20th.
Plus, he'll go to some... I mean, he's not even going to go into a...
Yeah. You're right.
He'll go to a Club Med
But,
facility.
let me have the thought of Hunter serving hard time, breaking
rocks. Yeah,
making
that'd be
license plates. Come on now.
For like decades.
Is that Hunter in the black and white striped suit along the side of the road picking up trash? It sure is.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, that'll happen. Apparently, not everybody is as happy as we are about another Trump presidency. I don't know if you've noticed that there's, especially as we've mentioned, the media. Well, the Economist tweeted out, look at this. Our fear is that during this presidency, let me.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to go to the Jackie glasses because this is a little bit small. Our fear is that during this presidency, he will be at his most radical and unrestrained, especially if, as America's oldest president ever, his mental powers begin to fail him.
Oh my God!
So
do you believe they have the unmitigated gall
Of
to bring that
right?
up?
And so
Wow.
I went back and I looked to see what the Economist tweeted out
Said about Biden
after the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And it was something along the lines of, let's see, how Joe Biden can unite and heal a divided nation.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Get out of my face.
And how did he do that? How well did he perform in that?
We are so united.
Are we united? Doesn't it feel just...
It sure does.
No division.
Like there's no space between us at all
Sure
on the right and
does.
left. It's amazing. It's amazing how much we love one another.
Yes.
I love it. Los Angeles voters, they didn't vote for Trump, but they did overwhelmingly get rid of George Gascon on Tuesday. So they're sick and tired. Even in Los Angeles, they
voted
all
against
through
some climate
California.
change stuff too in California as well.
Yes, I think it's starting to affect the crime, the degradation of their city. I mean, Los Angeles used to be a beautiful city, a beautiful city.
So does Seattle. All those West Coast cities were.
San Francisco, Seattle, as you were about to say, Portland. I mean, those were all beautiful cities. And look what the left has done to them. Look what your policies have done to your beautiful cities and states. When you look at a map of California, I was looking at this today when the red and blue map came out of all the counties. It's really kind of interesting because there's actually just a slim strip of blue right along the coast. All during the all down the west coast.
Yeah, the one post
of
I
California.
saw that had that map, and I didn't know if that map was actually real again because I see so many of that stuff. But the post was, "Don't count all of us out yet."
Yeah. But the rest of the state is red. California, the whole rest of the state. It's just that the problem is in that strip, San Francisco, Sacramento, Los
LA,
Angeles,
San
San Diego. So that's where the population centers are. So the Fresnos and every Bakersfield and all the people that are out in the eastern portion of the state, they can't overcome that. But
good for you, cute out there in the desert. Good for you.
Yeah, they
good
don't
for
care.
you farmers
They
up
don't
there
care.
in the north. That's good for you.
Same with Oregon, same with Washington.
Yeah.
It's all the eastern parts of those states. And the population centers are all controlled by Democrats. Well, how do your population centers look right now? Is it fun to live there? Or does it look like, I don't know, the shanty town in South Africa?
Yeah, I mean, you've got people in some of those states that want to break away from their own state.
Right. San Francisco. San Francisco just fired their incumbent mayor, London Breed. I mean, it's with another Democrat. I don't know much about Daniel Lurie, but he defeated her. So that's
good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Good. How about that? London Breed is falling down.
Falling down.
Falling down.
Fair lady.
London Breed has fallen down.
Count the votes.
What is the, by the way, what is the popular vote right now? Is he still up by approximately 5 million? It seems like he's held that lead pretty steadily through all the counting that's been going on.
I shall check. 73.4 for Donald Trump.
73.4 million.
69.1.
Okay, it's not quite 5, but that's over 4 million.
So
it's over 4
hold on
million
a second.
still.
So Trump had 74 million. Remember, those are slightly inflated for Trump in 2020 because we talked about how
they had to make up a little bit
to make it not so obvious that they stole it for Joe Biden. That's what I said, Jeffy. And he's right now he's at that total 73.4 million.
Isn't that interesting?
Isn't it though?
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Huh? How about that? Meanwhile, in our universities, things are going really well. Have you noticed that?
Oh, man.
We mentioned, I think, briefly the Harvard situation where they canceled classes on Wednesday.
Give me some time. But you need some time.
Yeah.
These people are just pathetic.
Their little darling students can take a moment.
Take a moment. You need some
and recover, then heal. Look, if you can't handle this, you need to go home.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
Go back to your parents' house and just live there for the rest of your life because reality is just too much for you. You can't handle it.
It's the death cult is so dark.
It is.
You had the LGBTQ plus crisis hotlines were spiking in calls after the Trump victory.
That's because they believe they've lost all these rights and all their cries. That's all they say is we're losing all these rights.
I read this story.
I'm baffled
about all the youth, that are being so affected negatively. This is the result of this, demon death cult that is the Democrat Party. But let me just read this one little paragraph from it. It says, the call to the Rainbow Youth Project Crisis Hotline came in 3 days before the election. On the line was a non-binary teen. The 16-year-old had made a pact with 3 other queer youths. If Donald Trump won the presidency, they decided they would commit a group suicide.
Oh, geez.
And this caller was like, I don't know that I want to go through. I mean, they have destroyed these children mentally and physically. It's just
despicable.
So sad. Yes.
They're just evil.
Yep.
And despicable.
And it continues to college campuses, right?
Yeah. A pediatric cardiologist for University of Iowa Healthcare is facing an internal probe over a social media post directed at a supporter of President-elect Donald Trump. Dr. Mayank Sharma engaged in a political conversation with a Trump supporter on X Wednesday morning. After the Trump supporter told him to stay mad, Dr. Sharma unleashed a graphic response. Well, I hope you lose your kid in a school shooting. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, that's a doctor. Do no harm, I think, is the oath, right?
Already you have nothing to lose. It won't matter to you anyways. This guy's a doctor and he uses the word anyways.
Great catch.
Jeez. Prepare for your kid's funeral.
Oh.
Wow.
How despicable is
Really?
that?
Oh.
It's like we said, it's beyond despicable. It's evil. The post was deleted shortly thereafter. University of Iowa Healthcare confirmed in a statement that the university is aware of the situation and is reviewing the matter.
Yeah, they're reviewing.
Oh, so they're all over it. Don't even worry about it. I'm sure everything's going to be taken care of.
If you believe what
there.
you say, what are you deleting it for?
Right.
I freaking hate that so much.
Me too. Stand by it.
Yeah.
If you're
believe
dumb
it.
enough to say it.
You believe it. Let's
you
have
be
it.
Dumb enough to defend it.
Absolutely.
Also, a University of Oregon staff member expressed hope in a social media post that people who voted for President-elect Trump will jump off a bridge.
Okay, get over it.
Jeez. Do something because you are effing stupid. Leonard Serrato, an assistant director for fraternity and sorority affairs at the school, said in an Instagram story shared by Grabian. The only thing I know about Grabian is that they don't want you to use their stuff so much that they have that continual announcement.
They want you to subscribe.
Grabian.
Hold on. What
every
is this?
5 seconds.
Okay.
If you're not a subscriber.
Grabian. Just to make sure that you don't ever use the
Bless their hearts. I love it.
What is this title
Except
again?
that if everyone was
you're
doing
the
that,
director of fraternity and sororities at the University of Oregon. What's that state salary going to be? I got to find out.
Director of, that's got to be at least $105,000 a year. Right?
Has to be.
You can't do that job.
It's got to
for
be
less
6
than
figures.
105.
Yeah.
And he wants Trump supporters to jump off a bridge. Cool.
Yep. His exact quote is, "I hope you go jump off an effing bridge." He actually used the word. I hope you go jump off a effing bridge.
Okay.
Hello? Can we at least get the grammar right if you're going to be this stupid? This insulting? At least put the an effing bridge.
Do we have, I bet you, and plus whatever the salary is, there better be health benefits.
Oh, sure.
And,
gotta be.
That goes without saying, Jeffy. Yeah, it's got to be. He said, I say this in the most disrespectful way possible. I don't care if you're my family. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if we've been friends our entire lives. You can literally go F yourself if you voted for Donald Trump. He continued, telling people who are sad about expensive grocery costs to get a better effing paying job or a effing education.
Yeah.
Again, a effing education.
The director of fraternity and sorority life at the University of Oregon makes a salary between $84,000 and $110,000.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Nailed it.
Between 84. He spits on 84,000 at Oregon. That's
Do
the
you
way
know
he
who
does
I
that
am?
job.
Okay, so this
And
one we
then-
thought you would really like.
And then this really hurts me. At BYU.
I saw.
Brigham Young University. Sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The Mormons. Professor David Caldron. Is it Caldon? Caldon?
Carden.
Carden? Oh, that's an R? That looks like an L.
Sure, it's
Yeah.
Carden.
Okay.
Carden?
It's
Okay.
David Carden.
What did he put on his door?
He posted on his office door this little message. If you supported Donald Trump in the recent election, then this scripture is for you. And he cites a Book of Mormon scripture, Mosiah 29, 26, and 27. Now, it is not common that the voice of the people desireth anything contrary to that which is right, but it is common for the lesser part of the people to desire that which is not right. Therefore, this shall ye observe, and make it your law, to do your business by the voice of the people. And if the time comes that the voice of the people doth choose iniquity, then is the time that the judgments of God will come upon you.
Okay.
Yea, then is the time that he will visit you with great destruction, even as he has hitherto visited this land.
This is in Mosiah.
Yeah.
Mosiah, yeah.
Yeah. You going to look it up later after?
No, I was just
He
trying
has it
to-
memorized.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember.
Yeah. And so then he finishes up this wonderful post on his door. By almost all objective standards, Donald Trump is an evil man.
Okay, all right.
Okay, this again, it's objective standards.
Right.
Good. Now that you've made your choice, you should expect this prophecy to be fulfilled. I hope this guy's fired today.
kidding.
I hope he's fired
I mean,
today. I want it. We should talk to this guy.
Okay.
He won't come on.
Leave it
but
out.
I'd love to.
Leave it out.
I'd love
leave it
to.
out.
If he comes on, he's going to have to wear a different shirt, though. That shirt is one of my shirts, a blue and white.
Oh, wait, let's see the
checkered
picture
shirt.
again.
Throws me off.
Jeffy is not happy about this.
You have a shirt just like that?
Wow. I wear that. It's one of my,
moron.
work
From a
shirts.
guy who should know better. Get out of BYU. Go out and work with the godless animals 45 miles
There you
up
go.
the road, would you?
Which is exactly where he should be.
Yes, he should. All right. This is more than just a victory. It's a turning point, and we are witnessing history in the making right now. There's a new dawn rising over America. President Trump's victory is a triumph for every single American who's had enough of the tired narratives, the spin, and the misleading agendas pushed by legacy media. Not just misleading, I mean outright lies. With those networks that were scrambling, Blaze Media was exactly where we promised we'd be, bringing you the unfiltered truth right as it happened. And we know that's why you're here, because you're ready for the truth. This moment right here, this is the start of the future we've all been waiting for. And let's be clear, in a time when big media is more interested in distraction and deception, Blaze Media is dedicated to setting the record straight. We're here to give you and your voice truth, to hold power accountable, to expose the lies, and to defend the values that make this country great, and we're just getting started. But we can't do it alone. So please, right now, here's the deal. To celebrate this milestone, we're offering $47 off your annual membership right now. That's the biggest discount we've ever given, and we're extending it right now for you to celebrate this incredible victory. Go to blazeelection.com/Pat. Subscribe right now. blazeelection.com/Pat. Get $47
Pretty sweet.
off your Blaze subscription. See you on Overtime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.